And then what if they hang out without you?
If they hang...
That would bother you?
Why would I not be there?
Well, let's say you couldn't make it.
No, it wouldn't bother me.
Hello, and welcome back to this week's episode of Yep to My App. I'm Star Erica Star, and today I'm here with
Asia.
And today we are talking about female friendships. We're talking about girlhood. We're talking about being a girl's girl. And for those of you who know me, already know how I feel about that. And just what it means to be friends with women as young adults. So the first question I have for you today is, in a time where everyone claims to be a girl's girl, do you believe women are actually good friends to one another?
I think that women have the potential to be great friends to one another. I've had good friendships with women. I prioritize my friendships with women. But I feel like as long as there's a good basis, they can be.
Yeah. I'm on the same page because I don't want to say I lost faith in female friendships just because I have so many great ones. But the friendships I've had with men that have gone south for softer reasons than the reasons I've lost my female friendships. Like when I, lose a friend and it's a woman, I feel like it's always a big blowout. It's always like a big, you played me and now I'm mad and then that's it. Or, or vice versa. Or they misinterpret something that I did and they're just like, you know what? That's it. We're done. And it's a whole not even a yelling match because I never exchanged the yelling. It's just more of them getting loud and I'm like, okay, that ended. And with guys, I feel like it's just a lot it's more of a fade out.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. So I feel like that's why I always have this weird association with female friendships, but we'll get deeper into that in a little bit. So what do you think makes female friendships feel so complicated?
I feel like it's emotions. I feel like it's the emotions. It's like having sisters. Because if you're heterosexual, 9 times out of 10, when you have your friendships, it's platonic, right? So it's just deeper because it's simply based off of feelings. It's based off of showing up for each other. It's based off of did you come to my birthday or not? How do you treat me when other people are around? How do you treat me when I'm not in a room? Is there a competition? Is there not? So I feel like it can get complex because of people's emotions. And I'm emotional. And I know a lot of women that are emotional. So I feel like, because of our feelings, it gets deep. And then when we fall out, it can hurt one another.
Yeah. And I think more than just our emotions, it's more so how much we let our female friends into our lives. Yeah. Because it's at least for me, it gets deeper in the sense of I want to understand your worldview and I want you to understand mine so that you can consider all the different ways that I perceive the world when making decisions that have to do with me. And it's and it sounds really deep. And I guess because it is female friendships, I feel just girls don't play about each other. They're okay, these are my girls and that's it. So as soon as you you mess with someone's trust, they're whoa, I poured so much into you. Why am I not getting that in return? But I don't know. I feel like they get really complicated really fast too because there's always the fear of admitting that you're insecure. And I feel like that always plays a part in female friendships. I feel like it's inevitable, but I feel like there's a way to work through that. Yeah. Because I think there's a healthy balance of being in competition with your friends and being jealous with them. Because I think competition, okay, what's your take on competition between friendships?
I feel like there shouldn't be any competition between friendships. For example, if I have a homegirl and she's thriving, she's doing everything that she wants, she's having her way, I want to be happy for her. And I feel like competition, if anything, I should want to not be like her, but I should take my admiration and strive to be just as good. You feel me? But I feel like there's such a negative connotation with it when it's competition with your friends. It's no, I don't want to be better than her. It's I want to be good for myself, but I'm happy that she's great as well. Yeah.
And my stance is more of I'm okay with healthy competition. Yeah. Only because the way that I see it is there's so many times that this is where things get touchy, but like I kind of phase out of people's lives just because like our lives aren't going in the same direction and we grew out of each other. Like we worked really well when we were both in this one place and I just grew out of it and you stood there. So I like having people who are like, maybe we're not in competition, but I feel like you're challenging me in some way. And that could just be like, you know, my little immature, whatever competitive part of my brain, but like I've never attached emotions to it. It's just more of like if I don't have a lot of friends who work out. So like anytime I find somebody who works out, I'm like, yes, just because like, you know, when you work out with other people, there's just this thing of like, you know what, for whatever reason, I have all the balls to do all the things and I want to hit PRs today and I want to do all these things. And it's just, like I said, I think it's healthy. There's no part of me that's like, I'm doing this to be better than you. It's just more of like, now I'm motivated because I have someone who can relate.
Right.
So I feel like, you know, being in proximity to people doing maybe better than you or doing just as much as you are or who are striving to get to the same place is exactly what you need, I think, for as long as you have the capacity to handle things in a mature way. Because some people it's really easy for it to spiral and then you turn into like a woe is me, you're doing better than me, you leave me in the dirt. And it's like, whoa, that's not their job to like, you know, hold your hand and all that. And I think that's where like girls get, you know, messy. I think that's a big thing.
Don't get me wrong. I do feel like it is healthy to surround yourself with people who embody what you want your life to look like, because I do believe your company shows the type of person that you are. That's just me. So yeah, my homegirls will have certain lives and certain things in their lives, and I admire it, yes. But I don't know, maybe it's just the word competition for me. It sounds like, girl, I want to be better than you. No, I don't want to be better than you. If anything, I want to be right there where you are. And I'm touching on what you said, where it's like, they can encourage you to do better and stuff, but I don't feel like anyone should be holding anyone's hand. I feel like you should want to go and get that for yourself. And you shouldn't look at but okay.
No,
okay.
I know it's a deep thing. Like there's a lot. Yeah.
It gets deeper, but I do hear what you're saying when it's like, okay, healthy competition. Oh, we can go to the gym together. We can both hit these reps or take a race, girl. What's up? No, I feel that. I feel that. I do. But when I'm thinking of competition, I'm thinking of like, yeah, that's my friend, but I don't want to, you know, like you can't come looking better than me. Why would you wear that to my birthday? Why would you do? No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Come as you are, be the baddest that you are, and do your big one. And I'm going to clap for you because I would expect you to clap for me. I'm in a different field than half of my friends. I'm doing different things than half of my friends. I'm here with you today. Some people are not doing that. Yeah. But I still expect them that when they see this or when they see me living my life and happy and enjoying it, that they can clap for me and not be like, well, why would she go and do that? And I can't do that. No. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it also has to do with just like self-awareness and just like I feel like, and I feel like the words like insecure and secure are going to come up a lot in this, but I feel like secure women are the best friends. Yes. And a lot of like, because like the best instance I can always think of when it comes to like comparisons between women and like things that usually become issues with girls that like, you know, it's foolish. Like it's something that I hear often and it's like, it's not even a big deal. I have this one friend that like, every time we go out, she looks like a mafia boss's wife. Like, it doesn't matter where she's going.
Mob wives.
Like, we went somewhere and girl was wearing Gucci loafers. And I was like, this is like a super basic happy hour. But no part of me was like, you should have dulled down your outfit. No part of me said like, oh, like you're more dolled up than I am. I came the way that I felt was appropriate for our hangout. You came the way you felt was appropriate for our hangout. And we are both very much ourselves in this moment. Right. And I like that. Like, I don't like, you know, like the whole trend of, because some people view it negatively when they're like, oh, when you could tell that nobody asked like what the vibe was for the night.
Because they didn't coordinate.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, but you guys look the way that you wanted to show up to this thing. So I always think about like my friend who like, she always looks dressed up. And the reason I think about it so often is because when I was younger, I was very much the type to feel like she was trying to outdo me. Oh. You know, we weren't friends when I was younger, but I'm saying if I had a friend like her when I was younger, I had instances with other girls where I would be like, damn, like, was she trying to, like, sometimes there'll be like guys around that we knew and I'm like, were you trying to outdo me? Were you trying to get the guy that I wanted? Were you trying to like, you know, show me up and stuff? And it's like, no, it's not that serious. Or even, you know, I had, another close friend some years ago and like she was a white girl and we would go out and you know she was very much herself like she was but she was very interesting. She was a white girl but she liked she liked dembow, and she like, I was like, that's
Okay.
interesting.
A little
like,
spicy.
but I'm not into that. And you know, she would be in the middle of the dance floor and she's doing her thing, and I'm just like, hey, whatever. And like, we would be like, you know, we're two single girls, we're like eyeing guys at the club, whatever. And I'd be like, I like that one. She'd be like, I also like that one. But the way that we viewed it was like, I'm a short Puerto Rican girl, you're a tall white girl. He's gonna like only one of us,
right?
You know, and we were so okay with it being just like, oh well, we both like him and he picked me. That's okay. If he picked her, it was fine. And I feel like that just shows, like, when you're surrounded with secure women, like little things like that are usually issues between girls,
it wouldn't be an issue.
They're not going to be issues. And I feel like in my life, I've been around so many secure women that anytime I run into like an insecure one, I get ick so fast and I'm over it.
Right.
Like I'm not like dishing stuff out. Like, these are all old stories. But like, I had one friend that like, she was always like a slim girl. She was always very like, but it was like cute slim. Like, it was like Tyler
cute,
slim.
petite.
Yeah, that it was never like you weren't looking like, oh, she has to eat a sandwich or something. Like, no, like she still looked good. And she would look at me and she always thought that we were like similar like weights and body types. And I'm like, we're not. But it's also like, listen, if you want to believe that you're a baddie and you want to believe all this stuff, which you are, but you think you're a different kind, I'm like, listen, whatever. Like, if that, I would hate it if you thought that you were, you know, like less than or something. Like, if you think that you're that girl, I'm gonna let you think that. So I didn't mind that until like one day, you know, we're in my room and I'm like showing her all these pants that I have, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I don't want to have to throw away any of these pants. Like, I don't know who to give them to, whatever, because I outgrew them. I was like 3 sizes too big for them because I was just like holding on to them. Because, you know, like when you really like some certain pair, like I was also 18.
Yeah.
You know, you have your favorite jeans and you're like, nah, but these are my favorite jeans. I was busting out all of them. And I was like, oh, do you want them? And she was like, no, like you and I are like the same size. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I'm like, no, we're not. And she was just like, yes, we are. And like, I don't like getting into petty. I was like, just put them on. Put on the fucking pants. And she put them on and she was just like, oh. And then like after that, I kept getting weird comments from her, like comparing our bodies. So like, we would shop in each other's closets. Like, if she didn't want stuff, I would take it. If I didn't want stuff, she would take it. Like, that was never an issue. So one time I'm like shopping in her closet and she's like, oh, you could have these because you have more boobs than I do. And, you know, like I couldn't fill those out. And I'm like, why do you have to like give me something and then like comment, tear yourself down, you know, in the same sentence? Like, we don't have to do that. You could just say, this shirt didn't fit me. Do you want it? And like, I just kept getting that from her. And I was like, because you want to give people grace. You want to say like, you know, you're going through something, you'll work this out on your own, or it's not my job to fix that part of you or something. And then like at some point it gets to too much and you're just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm over it. Because I used to say like, you know, you can fix people. You know, that was my thing. You could fix anyone. No, the fuck you can't. It's not your job.
Right. It's not your job. But I feel like because you gave her that grace and then you kept trying, that's girlhood.
I guess.
That's girlhood.
But I've had a lot of people tell me like, you know what, you're not a girl's girl for that. Or like, you're not supportive.
How are you not supportive for that?
Or that I should have stuck it out longer.
Stuck it out longer. You did what you could do.
I know.
You did all that you could do. Listen. There is a limit, okay? Now, I'm not saying, okay, this person could have come out to the function, now you can't hang out with them no more, you can't be friends with them. But if it's consistent behavior and consistent patterns, that goes to show how deep that their friendship and their love and how much that they're gonna show up for you. And if you want more consistent and lovely people in your life, you have to make the space for that. And if that means bye, that means you gotta go, babe.
Yeah.
So I feel like you even sticking it out with the uncomfortable comments and with, you know, I don't know, maybe the arguments that you guys were going through or whatnot, or the butting the heads.
I mean, she didn't know that we were butting heads as much as we were. Like and I've said this in a podcast before, but this is the same girl who like, we were just sitting on a boat, you know, on a ferry, and we were just talking and she just felt the need to say like, oh, like your type is below average. Like, cause we were talking about looks and men and stuff. And we were like just going through like celebrity crushes on the phone and going through like, you know, guys I was talking to at the time, guys she was talking to at the time. And she just felt like that needed to be said. And then that was it. Like she said it as if like that was an okay thing to say, as if it wasn't offensive, that's just.
She said the words below average?
Yes, that is a direct quote. Yeah. And I was just like,
Cause girl, what?
It's an odd thing to say. So
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like with any friendship I've lost, I have like several instances that like I looked over and I was
they
just
rubbed
like
you the wrong way.
Yeah. And then like by the end I have a whole scrapbook of times you made me feel like a shitty person.
Yeah.
Or not a shitty person, but just like bad about myself, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, all that to say, I think that those are all canon events, you know, growing up as a girl, being friends with other girls. And I think that's a weird thing to say. I don't know if I'm gonna say it. Might be too controversial. I don't know. Like, because I was saying, I was gonna say something along the lines of just like the types of people who don't see like their flaws and stuff are the ones that vouch for the girl's girl. Or they're the first ones to say like, oh, well, you're not a girl's girl. Like you're doing something fucked up and your girls don't support you. And you're like, oh, well, you're not a girl's girl.
You know what the problem is?
What?
People lack accountability.
That too.
And they don't know how to hold other people accountable. And so it's easy for them to be like, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And it's like, you are letting this girl smack her kid around or something. Okay?
Yeah.
You're letting this person get away with anything in the name of her being a woman. Now, I support women's rights and women's wrongs. But there comes to a point where it's like, okay, if this is detrimental to our friendship, to your life, to my life, what are you doing? You having that boundary is just human. And you can still be a girl's girl with not allowing bullshit.
So what's a girl's girl to you?
A girl's
like in your
girl,
book.
Women, love them. Okay. To me, a girl's girl is a woman who shows up for her community. The other women in her community who doesn't down other women for their weight, their size, the way they look, the way they dress, their hair, their makeup. Are you gay? Are you not gay? Do you sleep with a lot of men? Do you not sleep with a lot of men? I feel like a girl's girl is a woman who loves her friends, who shows up for her friends, and who empowers other women, who, when they're in room with other men that are talking about women, is not going to engage in that conversation because it's low vibrational, it's low value. And yeah, I feel like it can look like a multitude of things, but if you being a girl's girl is you just loving your friends in the most healthy way possible, then okay.
You know, you brought something up that I feel like is never talked about when it comes to the girls girl conversation, because I never knew how to approach this whole girls girl thing because I hate the phrase. I don't like it. I've said before, like, I'm a people's person. Like, I don't do this whole like, because I feel like a lot of times when people mention being a girls girl, it's always against the man. And it's like, that's not always, you know, the time that comes up. Yeah. And you brought up like, you know, the things that women can't change, like the way that they look when it comes to like their makeup, their bodies, everything. And I think that might be the best definition, at least for me, when it comes to what makes you a girl's girl. When it's like just not judging women for the things that make them a girl.
Exactly.
And it's not things that make them a woman, because there's difference between a woman and a girl, and we will always be girls. Right. Like, you know, you're a woman obviously because of you're older and blah, 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 and you're just whatever, all the boring stuff. Like being a woman is boring, but being a girl is sacred. And I feel like earlier today I was watching the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary thing. And I'm like explaining the lore to my boyfriend. I'm like, oh my God, like that clip where Hannah Montana, like she goes like under the stage and she comes up, like that's like one of the, I don't know, it's just one of those more like famous scenes of like the Hannah Montana movie that all like the girls who liked Hannah Montana knew, or that we at least
before she goes to her hometown.
No, before she goes on stage. Oh. It's like in the little elevator under the stage. Like that was a thing that like, when you were like acting like you're Hannah Montana, that's something that you did. And I knew a lot of girls who did that. And I was one of them. And so I'm explaining to him, I'm like, you know, like I used to be in my room and I used to do this, and, you know, little scarves that she used to wear as belts, like all those things are things that just like made me a girl. And I'm like getting all giddy and stuff. And I'm like, I'm seeing like little scenes. I'm telling my boyfriend like, oh my God, like the Jake and the Jake Ryan and the Jesse drama. I was like, that was a big deal. And he's like, why? Like, I'm like, what? That was like 2 or 3 episodes worth of drama. I was like, I was dying to find out who she was gonna choose. Or like when it comes to even like High School Musical, and I'm talking about how like I would learn the dances, and it's like, he's like, why do you know the whole like we're all in this? I'm like, what do you mean? They had a special where they taught you how to do the dance. Like that was a thing. Troy, Zac Efron was like Justin Bieber back then. Yep. And then I told him about like, cause I have one of my friends, like her and I don't know. I feel like when you were a part of a fandom when you were younger and you were like really in it, and you meet someone who's an adult who still embraces that part of them, that's a different kind of like connection. Right. So me and my friend went to this Justin Bieber night, and like it was one of those things. Like it just felt very girly. Like we're listening to old songs that we listened to when we were like in middle school, and we're just like, you know, Justin Bieber's not there, but we're fangirling as if he is, you know?
Yeah.
We're like reminiscing, and we're like doing all the stupid dances we used to make when we were kids. And I'm like, this is what being a girl is. Like these are the things that make us like, I don't know, it's like the innocence of being a woman. It's great.
Yeah.
And I'm getting somewhere with this. But like, then there are other things that as you get older that like, I guess it's like the womanly part. Like I have friends, like, you know, they be outside, they do their thing, whatever. But like, I know my friends' hearts, you know, all women are different. But like, I have some friends who like, they'll talk to several people, but they'll be like, oh my God, like, I love him. You know, and you know, like, I know what they mean.
Yeah.
And then she'll tell me about another guy. She'll be like, and I love him too. And I'm just like, yes, I know.
She can do multiple things.
And then like sometimes, you know, my boyfriend can overhear that, whether I'm on FaceTime with the girl and he's like hearing in the background, whatever. And he's like, you believe her? Like, what is she? I'm like, you don't get it. Like, it's just like, we get it. And I think that's the epitome of what a girl's girl is, where it's just like, that's something that the wrong girl would have said, like, oh my God, like you a hoe. Like, what do you mean? Why are you lying? Like, you're just talking out your ass. Like, no, I understand how you love him.
And you love him.
And it's fine. And it's
okay.
like, and I hate when people chalk it up to the whole thing of like, oh, well, you're in a relationship. How could you say that? It's like, bro, we're gonna act like I wasn't a girl. I'm still a girl.
Right.
Or you're gonna act like I wasn't single. Like I didn't have a life. Like, come on. It's just, I think being a girl's girl is just like peak empathy.
Yes.
It's just understanding like that you were once there, and even if you were never there, you can still put yourself in their shoes.
Right.
And still like support them to the fullest in whatever the weird shit. Like girls are fucking strange. We're all strange.
Right.
We all have our ways of loving and our ways of showing our love and receiving love. And it's just supporting that to the fullest, I feel like.
And I feel like womanhood is so important in general because there's so much that we go through, like that girls go through, that women go through, that teenage women go through, that to have the support and to look at someone, or like if I look at you and I'm like, hey, this just happened, and it's a direct implication of my womanhood, and for you to resonate with it, it's just something, you know.
I'm trying to think about other stuff related to just like being a girl's girl, because I feel like that topic alone,
do you want to list some rules?
Pisses me off. Oh, see, that's what I hate. Why are there rules?
Okay. I just feel, okay, not rules, but just certain tips that maybe you shouldn't do if you enjoy having female friends.
Okay.
You shouldn't talk bad about your friend in front of her when other men are present.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically because men are present.
Yeah, for sure.
So weird. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, and especially, I mean, I've heard too many stories too where like they're bringing up things in front of like a guy that they like. And it's like, why would you do that? You hate her.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh. I feel like I don't have like, I've never been in like petty situations in my adulthood. So it's hard for me to point out.
See. Okay. How personal are we gonna
make it as personal as you want?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think myself. So like,
no,
it's
I
okay.
have some. It's just it can get a little raunchy.
Oh, that's fine.
Don't text or sleep with the guy that your friend likes. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like these are basic human decency rules.
Yes, it's 1, 2, and 3, but it has to be it has to be stated.
Oh my gosh.
It has to be said. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Okay? If a man has made his interest known in your friend, why are you as a woman still looking for attention from that man, especially if your friend might show interest in him as well? Or even if she doesn't, why are you going over there? What's that about? What's that about, babe?
Yeah.
That's where the competition comes in. That's why I'm uncomfortable with competition in friendships, because it's like, what would you do to me to get where you need to be?
Yeah.
What's that about?
You know, I had a situation that was like similar to that, where the girl kept telling me like, you broke girl code. And I was like, whoa, what is going on? Because I feel like I'm in a lot of different spaces that things like that might conflict with girl code. And one of those spaces is the gym. And I was in a situation where I had made friends with this girl, and the way we became friends was a very like, almost like, you know, girl's girl kind of moment, in the sense that we became friends because I saw her in the locker room and she was like, oh, like, you know so-and-so? And I was like, yeah, why? And she was like, how did you guys meet? And I had told her, I was like, I went on a date with him by mistake. And she was like, girl, me too. And I was like, what? And pretty much what happened was, you know, he was a trainer at my gym. He has a dog. Me and him were cool. We had each other on Instagram, but it was like nothing. And one time I was coming home and he was like, hey, like, you're around, I'm gonna take my dog to the dog park. And we live in the same neighborhood. So I was like, oh, okay. He was like, oh, bring your dog. And I was like, well, yeah, I wasn't gonna not bring my dog, whatever.
It's a dog park.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. Cause like I wanted to socialize my dog and I was telling everybody like, oh, like if you have a dog, like I wanna socialize my dog with yours cause my dog is awkward, he's weird, you know? And that's all that was. And then I noticed, so then he actually FaceTimes me like minutes before we're supposed to meet. And he's showing me his dog. His dog really doesn't want to leave past a certain block because his dog was like an older dog. Oh. And he's showing me, he was like, I'm not even trying to make this weird. Like, you know, she's not moving past his block and he's trying to get the dog to go across the street to the dog park and she's just not with it. He was like, I'm going to take her home. But if you're still, you know, down to hang out, I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I don't care. And so then we meet up, we go to the dog park. My dog is awkward. He stays on the bench with me the whole time because he's a little weirdo. And then I don't know. I like hanging out with people. I was like, I'm hungry. And he was like, oh, you want to go to such and such place to eat? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. We go to eat. Everything still feels platonic. And then while we're eating, he asked me what I do for work. I showed him some of the camera work that I do. And he was like, oh, you look really cute there. And I said, whoa, you think I look cute? You don't say that to your friends. You don't say that to acquaintances. This feels weird.
I think you look cute today.
Okay, but you're not a man who like I'm on a mistake date with, you know, it's different. Mm-hmm. So, you know, whatever, the whole day ends. And I always say like when you know, with my friends, I get chummy. Yes, I send messages after we hang out and I'm like, I had a really nice time today. But if it's your first link with a guy and he sends you, I had a really nice time with you today message, he likes you, he wants you. You know what? Let me just put that out there for those of you who just don't know.
Right.
If you hang out with a guy for the first time and there's some kind of activity and there's dinner and you get a message at the end that says, I had a really nice time with you today, and maybe like sprinkle in 2 to 3 more sentences and something that alludes to seeing you again, he likes you. If you're confused, he likes you.
Right.
So I get that message. I was like, oh. And then I was like, I don't see you that way. I got sorry if I misled you or something. I really just thought we were hanging out with our dogs. And then got awkward. He never wrote me again. Whatever. She ended up in a similar situation where it had nothing to do with the dogs, but it was something that she had already brought up herself. And I'm like, oh, so he has a method. He uses something that you're interested in. So it feels like you brought up the hangout or that you would have that you alluded to it already. So we meet in the locker room and we have that back and forth because word was getting around that he's just been like on mistake dates with everyone. So we're laughing about it, kiki, whatever. And so we start working out together more often and we're cool. And then she's dating guys. She's telling me about her Hinge dates, all these things. She's sending me essays. I'm sending her essays because I was dating at the time. I'm sending her, stuff about the dates that I go on and the guys that I meet, whatever. I'm like, oh shit, this is going to be a nice friendship. She is, at the time, 7 years older than me. And so there was another guy at our gym that I have no interest in. And I remember, in passing on one day she had said, she was like, oh, I think this guy is cute, but I'm way too old for him. But he's just a little brother, blah, blah, kind of thing to me. And I'm like, okay, cool. It was just regular conversation. We talked shit and talked about people at the gym all the time. So I was just like, okay, said something nice about somebody. Nothing was weird about that. So I didn't think anything of it. And then one time, me and her, we were on one machine. He wanted to use it. He worked in with us. So she introduces he and I, and me and him chat for a little bit. Cool. Whatever. Time passes. He sees me doing this crazy weight on not a leg press, but the belt squat. And he was like, do you mind? Could we do a leg day together one day? And that's a common ask in the gym. That's not even a weird way to get in with the girl. If the same way that I've done back days and bicep and arms days, whatever, with other guys, just because I'm like, what do you do? Because that looks crazy. I'm more than open to show anybody what my leg day looks like. And I was like, yeah, sure. Just let me know what day you're free. Whatever. I see you every fucking day here. Just let me know. It's not even there's no real coordination even needed. We're always here. So then, we had scheduled for a Thursday, and the day that he asked was Tuesday. So on Wednesday, I went up to her. I was like, oh, me and so are going to work out together tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Because we were just talking about what we were doing the next day, like whatever. And what's it called? He had even messaged her that night. Was, oh, do you want to join me and Erica? Even more reason that it's like, this is nothing romantic. There is nothing going on here.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I'm good. So then she comes up to me the next day and she's like, you know, you really like, you know, you broke girl code. Like if I were you, I wouldn't have done that. And I was like, wouldn't have done what? She was like, I wouldn't have worked out with him. And I was like, what did I miss?
Did she not say that she was too old for him?
Yeah.
And that's a little brother vibe?
Yeah, and I'm just like, and I never said there was anything romantic. So I'm just like, whoa, like I said, what did I miss? And she was just like, well, I don't think that it's, you know, appropriate that you guys are working out together. So then she started working out with him separately. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm glad you finally, I guess, shot your shot to some degree. Like, cool. And then she just stopped talking to me. And then she would get mad because he and I were becoming friends. So like he would be working out with her and then he would come up to me just to chat with me for a little bit in between their sets, like when she was working out. And she would get mad because he wasn't watching her while she was doing her sets. Cause she would purposely do like, you know, the more promiscuous looking workouts, like deadlifts and stuff. So her butt's poking out, whatever. Like, I get it. I'm a girl. Like once again, that's the girl side of it where it's like, you're gonna do what
I see you, sister.
Yeah. So I never had an issue with any of that. And like, I see her trying to like, fight me. And then she starts posting on Instagram stories. And it's like, oh, I hate when girls, like they try to steal your man. I'm like, whoa, he's
How
not your
did
man.
it go from little brother to man?
That's what I'm saying.
How does that happen?
And another thing too, he's Jewish and she's Puerto Rican and black. He has outwardly said like, I'm going to date within my community. Like we've had conversations, like he's open about that.
Yeah.
So he has, cause he even told me, he was like, oh, like we were talking about like, you know, dating, whatever, blah, 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 and like being in Williamsburg. And he was saying that like, you know, the Jewish community is big in Williamsburg. Like it's easier for him to find somebody to spend the rest of his life with, like living here. So like, that wasn't a tough conversation. It wasn't like an awkward thing to get brought up. So I'm like, he's open about not being interested in us, you know?
It's like, girl.
I'm like, girl, and you're over here trying hard. And I'm like, and the fact that I even have to rationalize with her to any degree and say he doesn't want us, I'm like, I didn't want him and that wasn't enough for you. So I got to tell you that he doesn't want either of us. Like, you put me in a love triangle and I'm not interested.
Right.
Like, it was just weird. So all that to say, like, you know, girls can have like those girl code rules, but they start making shit up and that's where it gets messy.
Right. And they don't follow it until it benefits them.
Yeah. It's just weird. So that's why like, it's really easy for me to like scoff at the idea of girl code and like being a girl's girl. Cause I'm just like, you guys bring up weird shit when it doesn't make sense. Because if you said you had a crush on him, you would have
stepped back.
Yeah. Or the most I would have been like, oh, or how about we do it together with her, you know? And then I would have just like slowly stepped out kind of thing. Like I would have tried to assist in some way, but I didn't know that there was anything to be had.
She was in competition with you, girl.
It was weird. It was so weird. And now she grills me at the gym when she sees me. It's the oddest thing. Okay, this happened 3 years ago.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's another thing. So
and how old is he?
So he's around my age. That's why she was saying she's too old for him. They're 7 years apart. He no longer goes to my gym. So that's another thing. He stopped going to our gym. He moved to another borough 2 weeks after that situation.
Oh
so
my
I'm like,
gosh.
girl, what are you fighting for? Like this is really just a gym crush. It's just a gym crush. Like, you know you don't want him. Stop. Just stop.
I don't even think it was about him.
Whatever.
I don't think it was about him at all.
It's not my problem.
When she had originally addressed you, it was due to another man.
Yeah.
You guys bonded off of that because you made it clear like, oh, I don't want him. So she got close to you. The second that another man was introduced to the picture, it was too much for her. You get it? It was never about him. It could have been him, another gym dude, whatever. She saw you as her competition and she sought you out. She tried to befriend you because keep your enemies closer.
It's just
and
weird.
then now she hates you over a man that she didn't even get to be with.
I also used to talk to a guy that she said that like she was like close to. She didn't have an issue. Like that was just her friend. I'm like, so I was also like weirded out because I was like, wait, I, you know, had romantic conversations with somebody that you're close to and you didn't have an issue with that. So it's not like you like hoard all the men in your life. So I was just like, what was the thing with this one? I don't know. It was all just messy. It was all weird.
I don't know. I do feel like to a certain extent, some things have to be said. Certain things have to be said. Certain things have to be explained. But with me and my friends, what's understood doesn't have to be explained. If I have to have a conversation with you over like simple morals or things that you just don't do to a friend in general, let alone your female friend, like your woman friend, like, girl, we are sisters. Why would you do this?
Yeah.
Then it's just too far gone. Like, we weren't there mentally. We weren't there at all. Like, if you put me in any type of situation where I could be harmed, hurt, harassed, a man is preying on me, anything, and that you're aware of it, you're just done. Like, that's it. You're done. And I feel like because I don't want to be put in those situations, we have to have some rules. There has to be like a clear basis. There has to be boundaries. When there's no boundaries, people consistently poke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that the boundaries is like the most important part of all of it. Cause it's like, there are no rules, but everyone has their own set of personal rules.
Right.
And like, and it's like, I hate that this is just the truth of what it is, like being a woman. Like, we all do have to read each other's minds in the same way that like guys always bring up like, how are you going to read your mind? It's like, it's not really reading my, it's like, I want you to actively read me on a regular basis and understand where I'm at mentally and all that. And it's like, it's not reading my mind. It's just, I want you to
see me.
Yeah, pretty much. Because it's like, I have this one friend. She is the type where like she was talking to one of my guy friends. So I was like in the middle. But I know the type of girl that she is. She's the type of girl that like she has to be the only woman that you see. And I don't mind that. I mean,
no, what does that mean though?
No, like she is, it's not a negative thing. It's just she has very high standards. You know what? Why are you talking? Because you was telling me that when you got someone,
I said, wait, hold on.
You gotta be the only one.
Yes.
Yes. Exactly. It's in that way, in the sense of just like not in a toxic way, just some, like, I don't want to have the idea that you would ever put another woman above me.
Right.
So that kind of thing. So I know that she's like that. Now, my guy friend, on the other hand, like, they both have it goes back to the girlhood thing. Like, they're just talking. They're just like a little fling things, whatever.
Right.
Like, there's nothing serious going on. It's like when they see each other, you know what's up kind of thing.
Oh.
So I know her love life. I know his love life. I know they're both outside.
Yeah.
But I know that, if they're together, if he still wants to get what he wants and she wants what she wants, that he has to act like there is no one else. So I hit him. I told him, I was like, don't be on your bullshit when you see her. Like, I was just like, don't be stupid. I was like, she knows that you are you, but don't act like it. Like, just keep up the facade when you're together, because girls are delusional. That's the girlhood thing where I'm just like, I get it. Like, just fake it for the time so I can live my little fantasy and then we keep it moving. Yeah. So I told him that and he was just like, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like,
nobody wants to see that.
Just stick with the program. And it's just a matter of understanding my friend, because I don't want to see her in a situation where because no matter what, it still hurts when you see it. That's another thing too, because it's like she's very out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
So it's like, if she sees him be the type of person that he is, though she doesn't mind that he is who he is, it's just that when you're fucking with me,
don't show that.
Yeah,
keep
be the
it
other
very
way.
Cute.
Yeah,
keep it very cute.
That's just like one of those things where it's like, I understand her. I know the type of girl that she is. And it was just me assisting the situation to make sure everyone ended up happy.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the only way that, like, as a friend who's in the middle like that you should ever be like manipulating anything. It's just for stuff like that. Like, you shouldn't be like getting people together or separating them. It's just more of like, keep things flowing.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I don't know. I feel like if I'm friends with someone and I introduce you to my other friend, why would you go and date my friend?
What?
Yes. Yeah. Now, okay, get this. I'm friends with couples, right? Love them both. I love the girl a little bit more just because girl power, right? But if I meet you guys as a couple, or if I meet you and you have a girlfriend, I'm going to be her friend as well, right? No problem. If I have you, Erica, right? We're friends. If I go and I introduce you to my cousin, let's get personal. If I introduce you to my cousin and you're single, he's single, and he's like, yo, I want to, no, that's not happening. Not because I don't think it would be great, but if you guys break up, I have to lose my friend and I could potentially hate my cousin. And
but what if there's an understanding made beforehand?
But it's complex. There's feelings. They're real. Feelings are so real.
I don't know, because like those two friends of mine, they already stopped talking.
Yeah.
And they can both coexist in front of each other and everything's fine. Like, there was no picking. Like, I think it's good for as long as it's just a talking stage. I feel like when it's a relationship, that's when it's like you guys both need to be serious about this being something that like can't fuck everything else up. And I think that a conversation between everyone needs to be had beforehand. But
I'm conflicted. I'm a little conflicted.
Really?
Okay. Do you watch Baddies?
no.
Okay. So there's a situation on there where a young lady is dating her boss who owns the company or the corporation, whatever, right? Now her other friend who had brought her onto the show feels a way about it because she's like, why would you go and F the boss? And then now you're in a relationship with him. When you met him, he was in a relationship. You know? So I have this conversation with my friend where she's like, no, that's dead wrong. She's on the side of like, no, that's dead wrong because why would I introduce you to my boss and then you're going to go and be with him? Now I'm on the side because I love the girl. And I'm like, but she got the bag though. I'm conflicted, yes, because I can see the problem in that. I wouldn't want to bring you around my friends that I know are not shit. And then you start dating them and then they treat you like shit. Yeah. Because then it's going to be like, girl, you introduced me to this person. Like, I thought you were going to vouch for him. It's like, no, I never said that. I know that he's not shit. And I don't want to be witness to him not being shit. And then I have to come and tell you, or let's say you don't believe me and you stick with him and now he's mad at me for breaking a trust. It's messy and it can get messy. And it's messy as hell.
See, but at least in my situation, they knew what the other one was about, though. So I think that for as long as they're communicating, the issue is when I know all the dirt and they're both acting like they're clean. You know, that they both don't have any dirt on them or whatever. That's different. Yeah. Then I would feel icky and I'd be like, not my place. But it was more of like a very transparent situation. Yeah. But I don't know. I think it depends on the people.
I think it does depend on the people, honestly. Is it my ideal situation? No. But I don't know.
Are you territorial over your friends?
Territorial to an extent.
Like, you're the type where it's like, she's my best friend, she's not your best friend?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Granted, I can have multiple best friends. You cannot. Let me stop. No. No. I'm not saying that. But no, I'm protective over my friends. So I feel like protective comes with being territorial, but it's never like if you were to meet my friend and like her and you want to be her friend, that's just what it is. Like, I'm
and then
like,
what if they hang out without you?
If they hang,
that would bother you?
Why would I not be there?
Well, let's say you couldn't make it.
It wouldn't bother me.
You fucking liar.
Oh my God. I don't know. Because that's never happened. No, that's happened.
Because you haven't let it.
No, that's happened. That's happened in the past in friendships that I no longer take part in. Yeah. And that's happened to people before. I've kind of done that to people before by accident. Yeah.
So how come when you do this by accident?
I'm a habitual friend stealer. Menakyar.
Oh.
No, I'm gonna stop. No. Okay, how do I say this? My friend, she has a lot of friends. Like, my best friend, she has a lot of friends that she has met in her personal life. And then, like, she likes to bring everyone around to where we can all sit down and have din-dins and girly pops and stuff. And I appreciate that. But I know that those are her friends. You know, like, I can be friendly with them. I can even become or engage in a light friendship with them where it's like, oh, how are you? And how's your job doing? And how's your dog? And how's your family? But I'm not gonna say it's superficial because it's not. It actually does mean a lot. But it's not as deep as me and her friendship. But I wouldn't, if they were to fight, I'm immediately picking her side. That's how I run. Yeah. So if I bring my friend around my best friend and you guys hit it off, I would love that. Yes, you guys can talk and stuff, but now this is no longer this. Me and my best friend, we're still best friends, but now we also have a trio. Yeah. If one of us were to fall out with you, we're gonna have to pick sides. Now, if I have to break up with my best friend so that she can go be friends with you, that's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So does intermingling friends scare you for that reason? Yes. Intermingling anything scares me. I feel like the comments are gonna eat me up. I don't care. Fine. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Yeah, I like to keep my work separate. I like to keep my life separate. I like to keep my family separate, my friends separate, and my relationships, like romantic, separate. Like, that's my man, that's my friend, that's my job, that's my mom. And every now and again, they can touch each other, like a little bit, but it has to be distance. I don't know. Maybe I'm a control freak. Maybe I have to have a grasp on the situation.
Yeah.
But
Because I feel like the only times that anything will cross over is when the event centered around you, like your birthday, graduations, like whatever. Like, and that's not a bad thing. I didn't mean that in a negative way.
No.
Yeah.
Last year in the summer, I threw a barbecue. And I had invited my friends and my family was there and some people from work was there as well. And my best friend was there, of course, because she's everywhere with me. And it was actually really nice. So I was like, oh, have I been missing out on this?
Yeah.
It's just that I hold certain things so close to my heart, like my family, my friends and stuff. So when you kind of like bring other people around, it could be potentially like exposing that or exposing certain situations, dynamics, or just people. And I'm really touchy and I'm super sensitive about the people that I love. So just having...
But so like, no, I just wonder if like you'd be scared because it sounds like you're talking about like things that like might come up or that you wouldn't have known until put in those situations. So it's like, are you scared of finding out something bad about your friends?
No.
Because it's like...
No.
Because like if your friends are all good people, your family's good people, and like you trust that, you know, everybody's good people, what's the fear in like putting them all together?
Because I've done this before. I've learned.
And what happened?
I had an ex who didn't understand boundaries. Okay. And this was on me. This is all my fault. 100%. If you're watching this and you know, I'm not talking to the ex, I'm talking to my family. This is on me. I can finally take accountability for it. Anyway. Yeah, it was on me. I have a cousin who had a friend, dated his friend. Hence why I don't want nobody dating my friends. And it wasn't a good situation at all. Okay. Yeah. So after we ended, he was at birthday parties, gatherings, bringing family to my family, intermingling with my family, intermingling with my peoples, intermingling though, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
Are we here though?
I think so.
Am I being vague?
I mean, you could be more... I don't know how detailed you want to be and what words you want to use, but to me, intermingling means like intermingling.
Like I have a family member and they were in each other's phones. Yeah.
Okay.
Trifling, I'm telling you. Now, I didn't bring the person around. They were brought around me. However, seeing them after at those events, in certain spaces, in certain things, I just didn't like that. Because it's enough that like, okay, the relationship ended. We're not together anymore. This isn't a thing. Cool, you can go live your life, I go live mine. And then it was still like fresh. And then just for that to, you know, to come back around.
Yeah, but I think that's also, I mean, and I don't know if this is me taking your side or what, but I also feel like it was on him. Like, have you no shame?
Have you no shame?
Like, that's...
No, he didn't have any shame. He still doesn't have any shame. But I don't hate him, you know? I don't hate anybody. I don't talk to them.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Boo! You suck. Literally.
And if you're watching, you're weird for that too.
Weird as fuck.
Like, how'd you find this?
She's weird too.
Oh.
She's so weird. But anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I don't like intermingling certain things, but that's not the only reason. It's just, you know, people get comfortable. Like, why are you texting my mom telling her you hope she has a good day? Not that person. You know, I'm talking about in general. This is vague. Yeah. Like, why are you asking how my dad is to random people? Or do you follow my brother on Instagram? Like, certain things are, and I get it because it's, you know, like I love my brother's wife because he's married. So I love his wife, and God forbid I rebuke if anything were to happen to their relationship and they weren't to be together, I would still hope that she can hold some type of space in my life. But at the same time, it's like, let's be realistic, you know?
Yeah.
Like I would understand if she doesn't want anything to do with me or the people around.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's like boundaries.
Yeah.
Don't
it sounds like you want to
cross
keep everyone... Like, I feel like once you lock in with people, you're just like, you're stuck with me forever. And
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
I'm giving crazy?
A little, yeah.
Oh my
but
God.
Like, in a... Like, you protect things to the point where it's just like, why would you leave? like, the fact that, like,
Why
there's
would
no...
you leave? No, Erica, you just gagged me. What?
That's just how it sounds. Because it's like,
Yeah.
because I feel like for me, that's something I used to do when I was younger. And I was just like, I got to a point where I just treated everyone with the same rule as I had for like dating, where it was like, if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna cheat. Like I could tell you to block so and so, I could tell you to do this, that, and third, I could tell you not go here, whatever. Like where there's a will, there's a way. So it's like I am very like, I'm gonna let everyone do what they want. And if what you naturally want to do hurts me, then you shouldn't have been in my life.
Granted.
And I feel like you don't give them the room to do that though.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This is just from what you're saying. This is what I'm hearing. You know, where you're like, listen, I'm not going to intermingle people because it's like, what if something comes up and then I have to choose people? But it means that there's like a fear in your head that's saying like, you might fuck something up with someone else that I care about and I don't want to pick sides.
Yeah.
So you'd rather just have your individual relationships.
Yeah.
And it's like, for as long as we're good, you never have to go anywhere because you're never going to fight with anyone else that I care about.
Okay, so you were spot on before the last one, before the last bullet point, where it's like, as long as that doesn't come up, you don't have to go anywhere. No, you can always leave. You feel me? I'm a firm believer in free will. Granted, this is my life. This is my show. It's how I run this. You feel me? I'm not gonna curse, but anymore. But yeah, so if you don't like my dynamics, if you don't like my relationships or my friendships or this, that, and the third, you don't have to be part of the story. So I protect what I love, but only if they want it. I'm not forcing anything. You don't have to be here if you don't want to be. But if you're going to be part of my program, it's a strict ass program. Ass isn't a curse word. But
It's a donkey.
But yeah, it's a booty butt. But yeah, it's a very strict program. So if you can't get in line, those are my boundaries. Like if you can't get in line, then you don't have to be a part of it. Granted, I like to keep things separate because people lack boundaries. And I feel like if things were to end, because I'm a realistic person, things are going to end eventually. Hopefully not, but it's going to end.
Yeah.
So when it does, it doesn't have to be messy. You don't have to think about, oh, but your little brother loves me. Oh, but your little sister looks up to me. I'm supposed to be going to her graduation. Or no, you don't have those ties, babe. You're here for me in my life. Now, eventually when marriage comes into the question, when children come into the question, it's like, I'm gonna have to share that. Like, I'm gonna have to share that. And that's something that I'm trying to work on. But until then, I don't need anyone causing any problems in my life or in my dynamic. Because even with that specific person from way back when, it got messy, but not with me. But it got messy, and not with the other person that they were originally messy with too.
Yeah.
But it got messy to the extent, and if you know, you know. Like if my family is watching this, y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, sorry. But it got so messy to the point where it's like people got hands put on them and stuff like that. So it's like this could have been avoided if y'all had boundaries.
Okay.
This could have been avoided if when I said stop talking to these people, you would have stopped talking to these people. Granted, I understand people are going to cheat. I understand people are going to do what they do. Do I make grace for it? Absolutely not, because that's deplorable behavior.
Yeah.
That's not like, you're not a good person. Like if you're cheating, if you're lying, if you can't be honest with the things that you're doing to the person that you're sharing your life with, or to the person, to your family, to your people, then should you be doing it?
Yeah.
Or should you be having those relationships? I don't know. But just to touch back, to reel it back in, no, it's not because I don't want no one to go anywhere. No, it's just like, this is how I want certain things to look. And I would prefer no mess. And I feel like if I have someone that I can excuse certain behaviors for, and I bring them around people who are not going to excuse certain behaviors, or that are not, they're not just not going to see them like, oh, that's just how they are, that can't sympathize with that, then it just leaves room for you to talk about the people that I care about.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I like you for a certain reason, so that's why I'm friends with you. I love you because you're my sister. I'm not talking about you, babes, but like, you're my sister. I love you for these things, but I know that you're annoying. Not saying she's annoying, but I know that you're annoying. They're not going to understand you, or they might make fun of you, or this or that. You're not going to do that and come into my life.
Okay.
You get it?
But I feel like the people that you would want to be your friends are people who wouldn't have anything bad to say anyway.
Exactly. But no, I have a best friend who has met my family, who comes around my sister and my,
Yeah.
But then I've also met people at work, outside, certain events, or introduced to, that I wouldn't let around my family just because I see how you move. So I don't need you talking about my family. This isn't a world where people love to expose each other. Whether it's like, oh, talking shit about people's life, this, that, you know, the way that they live, the way that they look, what they eat, their religion, how they dress.
Yeah.
And they love the story times and to have online and to put people out there. I don't need the messiness. I don't need nobody sitting down picking apart my family's life or my grandma. Like, you're not going to talk about my grandma. Are you cool? Like, no.
What does a safe space with women actually feel like?
It feels like, okay, so a few weeks ago I had went to a mutual's birthday party. Shout out to you, girl. And I went with my bestie, and half of the party had left. It was like 3:00 in the morning, right? And some of the party had left, and it was just a handful of women left. And it was all of us, you know, it was like maybe 5 girls. So we're all sitting on a couch. She has like this really big sectional, super cute. And we're all sitting on the couch, and I just take off my boots, and we all just relax. Like the girls start unbuckling their pants. They're like, yeah, I can breathe now.
Yeah.
And we're just openly talking about like our careers, but like in such a like a nice way, like, you know? And then this one girl was like, yeah, what do you do? And I told her what I did. She's like, I'm so proud of you. Like, that's amazing. And I was like, yeah. Where it's like, you can talk about your feelings and your thoughts and then feel seen. Or even it's like, oh, I had such a bad day. Like my pants had ripped or da-da-da. And it's like, yeah, girl, it's okay. Like that happens. We see you. And I feel like it's like a space where not only can your feelings be validated, but it's like we could talk about anything, the smallest of things that could have bothered you, annoyed you, hurt your feelings. And there's someone else that's like, no, you were valid. Like that's a real feeling. Like those are your feelings.
Yeah.
So I feel like it feels like the color pink. It feels like a deep, deep purple. Like it feels warm. It feels nice. To me, pink is really warm. Because when I think of pink, I think of summer. I think of spring. So, yeah.
Okay. For me, it's more, and it's still in line with what you said, but it's like you're allowed to feel things. And I think that's always like a tough thing, because especially because like the majority of my friend group is a bunch of guys, and it's not that I don't feel like I'm allowed to feel things. It's more of like, why would I feel things? Like when I'm around them, I'm just like, why would I even focus on the bad day that I had? Because especially because like guys, for the most part, energy wise, I feel like they're all just like so bright and just very like light and airy. Like they're very surface level with the things that they talk about. And sometimes that's what you need. Like at least for me, like if I had like a really heavy day, don't talk to me about my day. I don't want to talk about my day. I just want to like, you know, just chill and just talk about, you know, very surface level things, joke around, shoot the shit, whatever. But I feel like that's the part that I lack when I hang out with my guy friends too often, where I'm like, I haven't had a deep conversation and I want to cry a little bit and I want to express my emotions and I want someone to listen to me for 8 minutes straight and give me a synopsis and diagnosis and all the whatever is back to me. Because it's like, I don't know, I just want to feel like somebody's listening and can give me words back that I'd use. I just feel like with the guys, they'd be like, damn, man, that sucks.
No, I can relate because I have guy friends, but I mostly have male cousins. Like I have female cousins too. Y'all are great. Some of y'all. But for the most part, my male cousins, I'm really close with them. Like we're all close in age where I'm like either like a year or two older than them or they're a year or two older than me. So I feel it. It's like everything's like surface level. Yeah. Everything is surface level, but they're going to make you laugh. You're going to joke and you're going to ha-ha. And it's cool and stuff. But sometimes like I'm intense. I'm in touch. I'm in tune with my feelings. Like I'm in tune with the soft girl inside me. Yeah. Whereas the men can't always relate to that. I used to have a guy friend that could relate to it, but we're not friends anymore.
That sucks.
But yeah, so I can relate to that.
Yeah, because sometimes you just want something deeper. Yeah. Like when you have the capacity for it and you're in that space, it's like, I feel like talking to guys is like when you send a message to like one of your girlfriends and you're like really excited to tell them about this thing that happened. Like, oh, I just saw so-and-so. And then it takes a while for them to respond and then you lost whatever excitement. Like, I feel like that's what it feels like talking to your guy friends. Like you say something that like means a lot to you and it's not that they're like glossing over it. It's just that we're not focusing on it long enough. Like I love that girls like to beat dead horses. Like there's no freaking tomorrow. We
need all the details.
Like guys are more like, we talked about it already. Like I thought you were over it. Like you already said how you felt. And it's like, no, but I came up with 3 other scenarios last night.
I was in the shower. I was washing my hair and I thought about how they had me fucked up. Yeah. I have to talk about it.
Or I feel like we just kind of like therapize ourselves in the sense of like, you know how there's like certain therapies where like certain memories come back? Yeah. Like I feel like I go into moments where I'm like, whoa, oh, I completely forgot that this person did X, Y, Z, and this explains, you know, the most recent behaviors. I'm like, whoa. And it's
Pattern
like a whole,
recognition.
yeah. That's what I feel like guys don't get. Because guys don't do it. I feel
don't.
like, and if they do, like, you know, more power to them, but most of them don't.
They'll be friends with people for like 10, 20 years and not know the most deepest or darkest secrets. Well, I'm not saying you got to share your deepest, darkest secrets, but know your friend. Know what color they like. Know what type of food they're allergic to. Because
and there's simple things.
And they eat some nuts, they could die. Stop passing that man peanut butter, for real.
Why do you think some friendships fade without ever having the tough conversation?
Because the tough conversation is too tough.
What do you mean by too tough?
It's too hard. Like certain things you just can't say. You know? I feel and I feel that. Granted, like I'm big on communication. I'm big on trying to talk through it. So I feel like if you have a friend and you guys just stop talking, it's easy for you to be like, oh, well, what happened? Like, what went wrong? But maybe there was just too many instances where it's like, I can't explain to you why I'm feeling this way. So instead, I'm just going to create a distance.
See, but I feel like you said what you said, but you said there's too many instances to bring up. And the way that I see it is like, I would have brought up whatever was wrong after the first instance if I cared enough to save the friendship.
Right.
Because I think that the reason, at least for me, because I've been one to fade out. Because like I've always been the type to say like, you know, I'm big on communication. Have the friendship breakup. Don't make it weird. All this stuff. But when I fade out, like I'm gone. Like there is no iffiness. You're not gonna wonder if we're still cool. Like you're gonna see that I'm just no longer in your life. And the reason I do it is just because like I didn't care enough to save it. I don't care enough to hear what your, you know, whatever you want to say to state your case. I don't care what your case is because I've already checked out. Yeah. It's like, you know, I mean, it's just the same as like relationships where, you know, when you're mentally checked out of a relationship and then you break up, it's like, okay, done. I don't care what you have to say. We don't have to do the closure thing. I'm going to quit you cold turkey. I'm done. Here's your shit back. Let's call it a day. So I feel like when they fade, I mean,
it can fade for different reasons. Yeah. It can fade like for example, if people move away, like the conversations start getting shorter, you know, there's not enough time.
Yeah, but I feel like even then you guys are still friends. Because no tough conversation needs to be had for that. What's a tough conversation?
Right.
Because a tough conversation would just be like, hey, do you want to continue being friends even though I'm moving away? Yeah. I don't think that that's hard. Because if they're really your friend, that should just be like, okay, let's put together a game plan. Like we should FaceTime or meet each other, you know, halfway, take trips. Or you come here 1 year, I go over there another.
So I used to be friends with this girl. Mm-hmm. Right. She will not be named. Okay. Get no clout from me. Yeah, I used to be friends with this girl, and we were friends like a little bit in school, and then after school, and then randomly, I'm not gonna say randomly, we had some instances where we kind of argued and stuff, and I just felt like, I don't know, I felt like she wanted to be around me like all the time, and it was a lot. It was a lot. Like if I'm hanging out with my other friends that she's not friends with, she would want to like come and do certain things, but it's like, girl, I'm not driving. I can't come pick you up. Like I was young. I was really young at the time too. Yeah. So it's like, I can't come pick you up. Like, you're just going to have to meet us there. Or like, if I tell you, yeah, we're going to be here at a certain time. And then you call me 2 hours later, like, oh, I'm getting dressed. I'm about to come. No, you can't come. Like, we already ate the food. The food's gone. Yeah. Like, what's going on? Or she would talk about one of my other friends that I was hanging out with and then be confused as to why I wasn't inviting her to hang out. It's because I'm like, oh, you've already made it clear that you didn't like her and that you don't like her. So why would I invite you to come hang out with us when she knows that you don't like her? Yeah. Now, did I tell her that you said you didn't like her? Yes, I did. Because no, let's be for real now. And basically, you know, I still continued to be friends with her because she was going through a hard time and I did like her. But it wasn't like a hard time, like anything crazy, but she was just dealing with a lot of stuff, like with her family. And I felt like, I'm not gonna say I felt bad for her, but I felt for her, you know, like I understand what that's like. And then she was making a whole bunch of subliminal quotes, like a whole bunch of things on Twitter when Twitter was a thing. Okay. She was making a whole bunch of posts on Twitter like, oh, girls, just talking shit about girls, like women in general. I don't like stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not gonna partake. And then she had made a quote that was directly to me because at the time I was in a relationship. I was very young in a relationship. And she was like, yeah, bitches will be with that man, da-da-da, but don't do things with their friends. But it's like, girl, I seen you like 5 times this week. All enough. Are you okay? Yeah. Are you okay? It felt like to the point where like even when I'm hanging out with my man at the time, she wanted to be there. Like, she wanted to be there. There was one time I'm at my house. There was one time I'm at my house, and you know you're crazy for this. Fucking bitch. There was one time I'm at my house, and I'm chilling. Like, you know, I'm chilling. Boo is there. We're chilling. Why somebody ring the doorbell? I'm like, what the hell? I'm in my apartment. I'm like, what the hell? I go check the doorbell. It's her.
Unannounced?
Unannounced.
Okay.
No text, no call, nothing. So I'm like, I open the door. I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, what's going on? Oh, I just needed to borrow a lighter. You drove all the way from your house. Granted, it was late. And in the town that we were in, like,
yeah,
you know, things close early. But you drove your whole way from your house to my apartment.
Yeah, that's borderline psychotic at this point.
And asked me for a lighter. And then I said, okay, well, let me get one. I go to close the door. She opens the door and comes in the apartment.
That's weird.
She opens the door, comes in the apartment. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you doing here? Like, are you going on? Oh, I'll just stay for a little bit. I want to smoke. I'm like,
no one invited you.
But who invited you? Mind you, it's just me and my mans. Like,
yeah.
Are you okay? I'm like, are you going through nothing? Her hair was all crazy. She looked a mess. Like, sorry. Like, she looked a mess. She had on like pajamas and she just looked crazy and she wanted to smoke. And then we're listening to music, whatever, because I'm like, okay, fine. Because I really didn't want to, like, I was hanging out with her enough.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a person that needs my personal space.
Yeah.
So I'm hanging out with you enough and she just wasn't catching a hint. And yeah, she just had to get the fuck out of there. Like, I told her, yes, it's time for you to go. Like, you gotta go home. So we barely talked after that. And then she had removed me on everything. But then I still saw that she was posting about me, which was weird. So I asked her, I'm like, did you remove me off of this social media platform? Like, girl, she was like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, why would you do something like that? Because now, like, I was in the mood to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Like, why would you do something like that? Mind you, I had already told her the other previous things that I thought that she was doing which was weird, which was you talking about my friends, but then you want to be around them. You're shading me about my relationship consistently. You're coming around, and when you're coming around me, it feels like not territorial, but it feels like, girl, do you not understand personal space? So I'm like, okay, well, why would you do that? Like, what do you think is going on here?
Yeah.
And yeah, we argued really fucking bad. We argued super bad. And I feel like me reaching out to the, hello, what's going on? Because I was already detaching myself, but I feel like it needed to be said, and I took the steps for it to be said, it was unnecessary. Like, I already felt how I felt. She removed herself after seeing how I felt, you know? So a breakup conversation wasn't needed.
Yeah.
You know? Could it have been salvaged? Yes. But when people's feelings are involved and their emotions are involved, it leaves space for it to turn negative, angry.
Why do you think it's so hard for people to be completely honest with their friends?
Because if you say the wrong thing, you can hurt your friend's feelings. Like, at least with me, if I know, like, okay, I'm never going to let my friends go outside looking a mess. No. Mm-hmm. And if I look a mess, I would appreciate you telling me, like, okay, girl, you look a little crazy right now. It's time to fix up. But I feel like it's to protect each other's feelings, you know? I would want my friends to be honest with me, though. Like, I don't make space for lies, but I would want my friends to be honest with me. However, I can understand why there's certain things that aren't being said because I have feelings and I'm sensitive.
Yeah, but I think there's always a right way to be honest, even if the truth is tough. Like, you know, there are certain things. I'm trying to think of a time that I would have appreciated somebody's honesty and I didn't have it. I don't know. I have good friends. I've been really good with my choices, but I feel like, let me think. I just feel like if you can't be full on honest with your friends, or you can't tell your friends about themselves in a way that they respect and understand, then that's not your friend.
Right.
Because I feel like, you know, my friends, I've had little moments where they're like, Erica, like, you were wrong for that. Or I don't really like how this played out. And a lot of times it's never like a situation between me and them. It's them telling me about myself in a situation that has nothing to do with them. Like, I'm telling them, like, oh, this is what happened with so-and-so. And they're like, you fucked up there. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, and that's fine. And it's like, for as long as you're not like coming for me in a way that shows that you don't understand where I came from, then I'm going to get defensive. Because it's like, okay, wait. But am I completely wrong? Like, they'll be like, listen, I understand why you did what you did or why you said what you said.
Yeah.
But you could have gone about it differently. And I'm like, okay, cool. And even with me and, you know, my friends, like I could be on the flip side and they'll do something that I'm like, listen, I know that you are very upset that this person said this thing to you, but they're not wrong.
Oh.
And yeah, like it'll be stuff like that. And I feel like it also depends on like the way that you present the type of person you are and the things that you say, because I feel like when it comes from me, my friends are like, damn, even you, like you think that it's also wrong? Because usually it comes to me like I accept all stuff.
Right.
Like, you know, I'm the one that doesn't judge. I'm like, listen, you like it, I love it, whatever. But as soon as it gets to something where I'm like, that is the truth, I'm sorry, that's when they're like, fuck.
I mean,
Like,
my friends are usually transparent with me. And I'm transparent as, like, back. Like, you see how we can have a conversation and you're like, oh, no, you was a little crazy. No, actually, I can hear you say it. But, yeah. So, they're transparent with me for the most part. And my best friend specifically, like, I will talk to her about scenarios or situations or just things where I feel like people have me messed up. And my favorite thing to ask, though, after I give the story, because if I'm telling you about it, that means I said some things. I'm not like, you're not just gonna hit me. You're not just gonna, you know, you're not just gonna say some little ones and twos.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to ask, am I tripping?
yeah.
And she'll like, just a little bit, girl. You know? And then I'm like, okay, I could see that. I could see where I went.
It's like
too
I did with you,
far.
where I was like, am I crazy for believing that this is what's happening? And you were like, no.
No.
Like,
No. Because
So-
I'm gonna be transparent. Now, granted, it's all about who's being honest with you. Because if you have someone that's being honest with you, but their life looks a little, you feel me? Like not how you would want your life to look. It's
Yeah.
like, why would I listen to you? Like, why would I listen to you? But I feel like,
but at the same time, you wouldn't be telling that person the story. Like I don't ask advice from people whose lives I don't admire.
See, and half the time, a lot of people give unsolicited advice, where it's like, if I'm telling you a story, like, you know, about dating or whatever, and they're like, okay, but see, this is why you just need to get your life together. Who are you? Like, who are you feeling like?
I lead from a place of, do you want me to listen or do you want advice? Because even yesterday, you and I were talking and I was like hesitant to speak, and you were like, "Nah, give it to me." But
Yeah,
what do you
let's
think?
spit it
Because
out.
I was just like, okay, I don't know if it's my place, and I'm not gonna act like it is. But if you
Right.
tell me that I have a little wiggle room, and be like, okay, so this is what I think.
Right. No, and I appreciate that, because I really do. I want to hear what people think. Like, fresh off the brain. Like, if I just did something and I asked for your opinion on it, like, I want you to be like, yeah, that went really well. Or, girl, no, you need to fix that. You know?
Yeah.
Because I want it. But unsolicited, it can be hurtful. But I can see why some people just can't be honest about certain things. Like, if you know that your friend's man is cheating on her, you need to tell her that. Like, if you know, like, if you're mutual friends, like how you were honest with your peoples, if your mutual friends are dating and one of them is, you know, not being 100% truthful, but you know some things,
Yeah.
that is on you. And I feel like that is also a rule with girlhood, being a girl's girl, which I really don't use that term. Like, in my everyday life, I don't use girl's girl. I
Just
don't.
decent human being.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually.
Like-
Yes, but you should have compassion and empathy and love for the people that you're around, and specifically if you share a gender with them. If 1 + 1 = 2, hello. We go through enough. I don't want to be beefing with you, girl. But anyway, back to it. Yeah, I feel like people should be honest with their friends. And for the harder conversations, I can see why some things will be sugar-coated. But people like me, I need the raw and honest truth. Even if it hurts my feelings, even if it's this, because if it hurts my feelings, I'm like, well, that hurt my feelings. Like, I don't like that you said this. But if it's something that's serious and it could be detrimental to my health, I need you to be honest with me.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think honesty, like there are very small windows for honesty. I think that's another thing. I feel like it's really easy to be very honest about a tough thing if you nip it in the bud as soon as possible. But when you let it linger, I think that's the issue, because when you're thinking too hard about what the other person's going to think about what you're saying, and then time passes, maybe it's 2 months and you finally bring it up. When you bring it up, you're giving them evidence that you've been thinking about this, and that you haven't said shit, and that you might have had this thing in the back of your head, and now, like, you know, they're second guessing the way that, you know, the type of friend that they are to you and all this stuff. And it's just like, this is like blowing up really fast. And I feel like a true friend is someone who you can be very honest about the hard things with as soon as possible. So what does being a good friend to women actually require? Like, if you had to give like 3 major things that people need in order to be considered a good friend specifically to women, what would they be?
Okay. 3 things? Mm-hmm. You said 3, right?
Yeah, if you want to give me more, you can give me more. But
Okay. I have to think of the most 3 important things.
my number one is respect.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. I feel like respect, we just touched on honesty, but I feel like honesty falls into respect as well, because if you respect me, you're going to be honest with me.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like just understanding what it takes to really be a woman. Like, what is the word that I want to pull? Not acceptance. There's another word. I feel like you have to have grace. Compassion and grace. I feel like they go hand in hand. I feel like you have to have grace because not everyone's going to show up looking the way that you expect. You know, not everyone can meet certain expectations or can just be everything to you all at once. And I feel like you have to have grace and kind of meet people where they're at, especially if you know their limitations and they're still a good person to you. So, yeah. So that now we have respect. I'm choosing grace.
Okay.
I feel like grace and empathy are hand in hand.
Yeah.
And common sense, babe. I'm sorry. If 1 + 1 = 2, why are you playing? But no, we can get deep. I feel like you have to have depth. I feel like you do have to have depth. You have to think of it not from just one way of mind. You have to think of it from your point of view. How would you feel if this were to happen to you? And, you know?
Yeah. For me, I think it's number 1 is respect. Number 2 is something very light. I don't know how else to put it. It's like you can, it's not like make the best of all situations, but I don't know. Like I feel like if you're able to take something heavy and really like find the best way to interpret your friend's situations, I guess, in a way that helps them see the world differently. Like, I feel like, you know what? Scratch that. I think it's just love. I think that's like my number 2. Because I think that, you know, to feel loved by your girls is a very different type of love. It's just like, I don't know. It feels warm and it feels the way that you view pink, you know, I would assume. Like, and it just feels like a hug at all times. Like, I feel like when, you know, it's just in the way that just girls, like, we're able to cuddle and we're able to hug and it's not weird. It's just, it's a certain type of closeness where it's just like, no, like, I just want my girls. Like, so that's just the best way I can explain it. I don't know if you ever heard like that audio, the Jennifer Aniston audio, where it's like, well, at least I got my girls, and it's from Friends, and it's just people put like montages of them and their female friends. It's like, that's like the epitome of what my second thing is. And my third would have to be, this one's subjective, but like being a level-minded human being, like being able to have like a good compass for like reason.
Yeah, a good moral compass.
Yeah, like I feel like that's a big thing, because I feel like, you know, we talk about emotions a lot. It's like being able to read the room, being able to understand what your friend needs when they need it, but that goes hand in hand with the grace that you have to give for the person who maybe won't be able to do that all the time, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, you know, being able to meet your friend where they're at, the way that you said, and just, you know, it's ebbs and flows.
I feel like it's complex.
Yeah,
it's very complex. But I feel like as long as you're being a good person to your friend, especially like your homegirl.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're all gonna have well, not all of us, but eventually some of your friends are gonna have kids one day. You know? You want to be part of that.
Yeah.
You want to be part of that life. You want to, like, I'm a titi. Like, I have a goddaughter. I love you, Oshi. But yeah, so it's knowing that, like, okay, it's not just girly pop and cuteness all the time. Sometimes it's difficult. Like, you have to be there to show up for your friends. Like, their parents will pass one day. You have to be there for them. You know?
Yeah.
Their pet. I'm not going to say that. But, you know, like, hi, cutie patootie. You feel me? So it's showing up. You have to be able to show up, and you have to love them. You hit it on the head with that. Like, you do have to love your friends, and you just have to be a good person. Like, it's not that hard. Be a good person. Have a decent moral compass. If you don't know where to find one, go pick up a book. Go read, go learn, do some research. Touch grass. Go to church. Go to the mosque. Go to the temple. Find God. Or don't. I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever
babe.
makes you better.
Whatever works for you, Pookie. But yeah, it's about being a good person. Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard meeting good people. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It is. That's why the friendships that I have, I hold so dear. It's like, okay, because I might meet someone that I can have like fun conversations with or make jokes with.
Yeah.
But they're not like, you can't sit with us. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can't sit with us. And I don't mean that in the way that they look or no, nothing superficial. It's like, I love my homegirls down. Like, I love my friends that I have. Like, I hold them to a very high standard and I love them because they deserve it. You know, so then if I meet someone that has questionable ones and twos, but is super angsty to be my friend, it's like, okay, I can get to know you. But before I let you meet my support system, my community, you're going to have to show certain things, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, these people don't be good people. And that's the problem.
Yeah. So for our last question of the pod.
We've come so far.
Yeah. What kind of friend are you still trying to become?
I'm trying to become I feel like I am a reasonable person, but I'm trying to become the friend that just embodies love and stands on the things that she says. Yeah, honestly, like I show love. It's not hard for me to show love. I'm reasonable. I show grace, but at the same time, it's easy for me to get caught up in my own ways or to get caught up in my head where it's like, I wouldn't do that to you. So why would you do that to me? And at some point you should be saying those things. However, you know, sometimes you just have to see the other picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am trying to become a friend who I think just like engages more. Cause I feel like I am the friend that brings people together. I'm the one that does like the group outings and all that kind of stuff. And like, that's great. I love being that friend. And I'm also the friend who has like very deep relationships with all of my friends, but it's usually because there's like a concentrated amount of time where it's like, it's just us. Like, you know, like I'll meet a girl and we start talking like, oh my God, blah, 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 we're so cool, so cool. Spend the whole summer together. And like a lot of my other friends would like take the back burner, but not like I would still see everybody else, but I would always be with this one person for the most part. So it's like we develop that. And then after that, there's an understanding that like, okay, we rock with each other. Cool. There's a foundation of our friendship. And then after that, it's just like, you know, meetups like every few months or whatever. And we just make sure we touch base here and there. And I'm like, I don't like, I'm cool with that, but I just don't like that we got to make a big scene every time we see each other. Like it has to be a dinner or it has to be like this big event.
Like sometimes just go to the park.
Yeah. So I've been trying to make an effort to call my friends more often. Like I want to have more like just, I guess like silly, basic, average conversations with my friends. Like I want to call them and just talk about my day. They talk about theirs. And then it's just like, okay, cool. Or like, I want to be fucking lasering my legs in the bathroom and be bored, call my friends and be like, oh, what you up to? And just chat. Cause what else would I be doing? I'd just be playing music and I'd be by myself. Like I need to, like, I feel like I'm always alone for the most part. But it's not because people don't call me, people don't check in on me. It's because everyone knows that I'm always busy.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, I'll wait for you to reach out. And I'm just like, but when I'm, you know, alone and stuff, a lot of times I'm like, I need like my time to chill out. I need to like woosah real quick. And I like that time a lot. But I noticed that with that, like I bring my friends together and everyone's talking to each other more than they're talking to me. And I'm just like, damn, like I am using this big group time to like see everyone and kind of like, you know, I guess cover my own basis for seeing all of my friends and nobody's interacting with me. And I'm just like, because I'm so busy getting plates and cups and all that. And I'm like, fuck, like I feel like I had no time with any of my friends. And it's, if I spoke to everybody more often, I wouldn't feel as left out in those moments. So I'm just like, okay, Erica, you need to learn how to have just like casual time with your friends. Not everything has to be a dinner. Not everything has to be a big hangout. Not everything has to be because somebody got a promotion at work or there's a big event worth celebrating. Just be a casual friend because I feel like that's what I'm missing. I feel like that's what made me feel close to people when I was younger. It was the fact that you call your friend and they just come over and you guys did nothing together. And that was fine. Yeah. Like, you know, whatever conversations came up, whatever, you know, silly ideas you had for talent shows, like stuff came up out of fucking thin air because you guys were together. And I feel like whatever magic that I had back then, I want as an adult, and I don't think I'm crazy for wanting that. So I want to build that now in my mid-20s. So before we go, do you have any last words for those listening?
Be yourself. very, very superficial, but in all honesty, just be yourself. Show up as you are and do the things that mean a lot to you, or just try new things in general. Like, ever since my birthday, I told you this, that I've been trying different things, hence why I'm here. Hi. But yeah, try new things, put yourself out there, become available to the lifestyle that you want. And yeah, all light and love.
Yep. And on my end, what do I have for you? Just be authentic, be yourself, and the right people will weed themselves out of your life on their own, and you will attract all the right people. But I mean it when I say to authentically be yourself at all times. Don't make yourself smaller because certain people are around, and don't amplify yourself for the wrong reasons because certain people are around. That's yucky. So yeah, I think that's all I have. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and give this podcast or episode, whatever, 5 stars if your platform allows for you to do so. If you want to see me on TikTok Live, I will be there. I'm on Missing the Sunset 13, where I'm a bit more unfiltered. You can also find me on Instagram at Missing the Sunset, and obviously you can find Yip to My App on Instagram at Yip to My App. So once again, thank you guys for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Bye.